Right, good afternoon guys and girls and everybody. Little bit of a dip on Bitcoin here. Hope everyone's having a great day. We're gonna jump straight in, see what's happening. Right, so yeah, just looking straight away at the Bitcoin chart, obviously just getting this little bit of a drop. Not too much drop for ants at the minute, isn't it? But yeah, we'll see what we can possibly get today and in the coming 24 hours, as it seems evident that we are soaking up a little bit more supply across the board. Supply still hitting above. We are eating into it, and yeah, I think, you know, even if we get some lower drops in the coming days or even weeks, to be honest, supply in this zone a little bit diminished, and yeah, I think we can probably rise up at some point. Let's go and have a look at. So we've just swept. I've just on the OBC here. We've just swept a load of order blocks to the downside. Just slightly wicked shy of 71.5k on the Binance spot order books here. Which is nice to see, because we did have a chunk of order blocks down here. I'm just on the 1-day OBC here at the minute. Yeah, you can see that I've just swept a load of order blocks to the downside. Let me just go to 4-day, see if there's anything chunkier. No, and then you know, you've got some bigger OBC gaps on the 4-day, but that is to be expected at the minute. A lot of people trying to chase this price action up, as they are possibly missing out. So yeah, 2-day there, big chunk of order blocks gone just from the OBC, Binance spot obviously. We can look at some other exchanges in a second. Let's just go and have a look at general depth and some top levels, which are obviously just your resting limit orders below, and see what we can possibly make of what's going on. So at the minute, no particular aggregated depth is not too bad at the minute. Aggregated depth on our books from the central exchanges, kind of like 400 to 500 million. Building through this area, we're not in, although we're hitting this supply up here, the aggregated depth is not telling us we're in overall supply. It's just local supply above, as you can see here, 1 to 2%. You've got some selling going on. So yeah, no real big depth of book at the minute from any of the real main players. Binance spot, as you can see, they've got these limit orders just resting right down towards 68k. That would give you just, yeah, that, I mean, that would just go and fill some of these zones where we got the BTC, last BTC diamonds here, 67, and then we wicked another one just shy of 68.7 as well. Really nice reactions from those. In a strong trending market, we're smashing the supply, and the higher lows are getting BTC diamonds, so really good to see. But yeah, Binance, not a lot to see. Showed this in the video earlier, but Bitfinex and a few other exchanges have still got these levels a little bit lower, down towards 67. If we did get any more violence, that would be quite nice. It looks like quite a lot of spot exchanges are prepared to bid this lower. Not a lot to see from Coinbase Pro, to be honest. They've got a few limit levels here, but nothing really, to be honest. And they are still in the supply zone, so I don't know if this is still some 2-year generational top buyers that are just trying to get out of the market and covering that 75k area, possibly. But yeah, I mean, I would prefer this zone, this all-time high zone, to churn out an auction a little bit further before going into that really aggressive kind of price discovery when we do come to see that. I think it'd be nice and healthy to pull a little bit of an auction here, go and find those spot bidders down here. Yes, we've had BTC diamonds, very nice pushes up from those, but I've not seen any real strong depth where we kind of grind into it, build up that depth, and then pop. But maybe that's the kind of price action we're in now. Maybe we are not going to get that for a while. We'll have to see. Double bands just appearing now. If you're unfamiliar what that is, on CB Pro, it's your 1% all the way across to your 5% ratios. Just selling into this now. Gemini, I won't dwell on these guys too much. I don't think they they do a particularly large amount of volume to push the market around, but they've got some selling going on. Kraken, interestingly, have got some nice levels covering price here at 70k. Okay, so that's something to keep an eye on. And as we can see from the lower bands, they're fully prepared to bid this. Does it go any lower? And then, yeah, Kraken USDT, very similar again there as well. Interesting to see, yeah, they've got some levels there at the 68.3, haven't they? 68.3 and then down at the 66.8 for any lower flush. But yeah, nice chart from them as well here, especially considering that was where you got your BTC Diamond from the TRDR console from spot on perps. If you are new, welcome in. It's the TRDR console. Grab a link from below if you're not familiar with this data. Some of the best data in the market, if not the best data in the market. I don't know how anyone doesn't have this data, to be honest. So grab a link, get a free trial, join the socials, Telegram and Discord. Jump in with us. Everyone's very friendly and knowledgeable, far more knowledgeable than what I am. So yeah, jump in and join the matrix. Looking at Qcoin, generally very nice charts on Qcoin, as we can see here. They're kind of like, I don't know if this guy filled, I don't think they did, because they've still got this static limit order here, just resting around that 68.5 level again. But interesting to see that when we wicked down to those levels, which was actually your weekly open, I think, weekly open around there, I do believe, and obviously previous all-time high levels as well. It's nice to see these spot markets starting to defend this zone. So yeah, I would be interested to see if we got any double bottom double bottom or anything again, you know, come down to these levels again. That'd be interesting to see. Someone just pushing a level up there, as we can see, to 70k, trying to get a fill immediately. USDT, yeah, there's your weekly open. Here we go. USDT Binance perps have been looking really good, and the lower bands in the bid fading in and out a little bit. I still believe this is looking pretty solid. From 5% away from price onwards, they're still fully prepared to dip this should we go any lower, and then these lower ranges from perps will tend to fill up as price action moves. Really, what will happen is to get these bands to fill up, it's generally a case of when you get that volatility, then the perps traders will come in and start to bid or you know, give offers if you're higher on that. That's when you tend to see these jump in. So obviously you see the BTC Diamond here, that will have been a 40 ratio in the 1 to 2.5 here at that time. Really nice reaction from there and from the weekly open as well. What we didn't do last time actually is I'm just going to flick through the other perps markets and have a look and see what's going on. While I'm doing that and while I am chatting, before we jump into open interest and have a quick look at funding and stuff, just drop us in the comments if there's anything you need to look at. I've been keeping an eye on Salt and AVAX obviously as they push up, and then there's some other alts like Tier, Engine and a few others that are looking good, and I'm just thinking, are we getting those kind of rotations where they need to consolidate a little bit longer and then they pop up? And what I mean by that is, I mentioned it in the video earlier, is Link was obviously an early mover. Bitcoin's doing its own thing, isn't it? It's been up only since the beginning of last year and this year as well, actually. So Link and Rune and a few other coins were early movers in those kind of older dinosaur assets. Really moved well from the end of the summer last year. So end of summer last year, Link and Rune started moving. Then as we came into autumn of last year, basically Sol, your AVAX, and a few other coins started moving. Then on the back of those, you kind of got your rotations, Engine, Tier, Say, they started moving. So I'm just watching for those kind of rotations, and do they continue? Market will give what the market wants, not not what I want. So yeah, just something to keep an eye on there. Those kind of that length, the almost kind of the length of range, the length of consolidation that these assets get before they get continuation. So I posted a few charts in the Discord. Go and have a look at those. It's just interesting to see. And you've got some nice levels popping up, especially when you look at tier and stuff. But if there's any I need to review and have a look at together today, just give us a shout in the comments, all right? But yeah, Binance Perps looking pretty juicy here. I fully expect that if we come down and meet some of these levels with a building aggregated depth, it's going to look all right. I don't think we're going to see too much edge from a lot of the other Perps exchanges at the minute. Bitfinex and BitMEX, if you are new, were good and can be good at some points. But if you just look at this for the overlay perspective, they're just a real mess, to be honest. Let's have a look at Bybit. We've got it from Bybit. No, not really. Okay, they've had a little bit of selling there. Deribit traders can be pretty good now and again. I would watch these guys if they do get a real fat top level in. These guys tend to hedge their derivatives positions against their options, so they can be really good now and again. A little bit of a mix. And this is, as I'm running through this, I'm kind of proving to myself here why I haven't really looked at the other derivatives exchanges too much at the minute. Qcoin CoinM is bid as fuck. Similar with Qcoin USDT. I don't really follow them too much because although this, yeah, they're bidding it, but there's no particular edge there, is there? I would say, and I don't really look at the futures contracts too much. But yeah, Qcoin USDT spot is very good, and Binance. Coinbase hasn't been too good at the moment. Apart from just obviously capping these zones if anyone was wanting to hedge a little 1 or 2x short position to collect some funding while it's high. While I'm talking about that, what is funding actually at? 0.05 on Bybit, 0.03 to 3.6 on Binance. So it's come down a little bit. So funding's come down a little bit. It's still very hot. It is still very hot. Let's go to the Volume King template. But it's kind of middling. It's kind of middling. Funding's middling. I don't know if you're going to get down to some really, really neutral levels on funding while we are in such, in this kind of hard trending market, you know. I think to really get a reset on funding, you're really going to have to flush it. Now, the only thing I'm seeing here, and it remains to be seen because we're early on in this US session, we'll have to obviously keep an eye on those market bids and ETF flows again that are breaking records, it seems like every day, aren't they? The only thing I don't really like here is, and we are trending, so I'm not going to say we're going to get a mega flush, but I would ideally like lower, and even if it was just come back down and fill some of this 15-minute time frame wick space again, because open interest is just astronomical. So yeah, if we're kind of in a ranging market, you know, I'd be kind of like, yeah, I'd be obviously positioning short up here. Because it's a strong trend, I would be more in favour of just letting this do its thing. Does it come back down and you get a further bid back up? Personally, that would be what I would kind of be looking for. As open interest is high here, as we can see, and we'll go to a daily time frame in a minute and just draw a quick comparison. It's interesting to see that your retail traders again, I know a lot of people don't like that term, but it's an industry term, so you can all ram it. Retail trade 10k and under order sizes is coming up as your open interest remains static and high. All right, so if you're in from down here or on any of the BTC diamonds or the like, you're probably pretty safe. And obviously, if you're just in derivatives, I'm talking obviously just day trade, scalps, derivatives, and the like, you're pretty safe. Hope you've tightened up your stops and such. But if you are not long in any way, shape, or form, I would be tempted to just leave this alone a little bit. At least a couple of hours and just see if you get a flush on the open interest. Like you did here, in this zone, you got a big flush in open interest as you hit the BTC diamond. And this is what I was talking about on the last live to watch for. If volume's coming down, but the bears are doing a terrible job of slinging price down, watch for a drop in that open interest, all right? Because then it's just much easier to float price back up in this kind of dynamic market that we are in, okay? I just want to go and have a look at the daily ratio again. I've got this template if anyone wants to copy it, just go search for it. Yeah, so we can see our open interest still really hanging around those highs, the same it was the other day. It's not really changed too much, to be honest. And we can see here, just at the bottom here, so funding rates have cooled off a tiny bit, haven't they? Funding rates have cooled off a tiny bit, but you've still got very, very sustained high open interest when your depth of book, and let me just draw a horizontal line. Okay, there you go. When you've not got much depth of book, really, to be honest, but like I've mentioned before, I don't expect to see a massive depth of book up here at all-time highs, really. You know, your clever guys are going to wait for a drop and bid that, and I'm sure they're going to be very, very patient. You know, you still, you know, ETF flows or not, you're still going to get these big flushes. The last big one we got at 59k, which was here, and we got a BTC Diamond there as well. I know a couple of the guys in the socials executed really well on that. You hit around, I think it was, oh, it was this one here, sorry. It was down here, wasn't it? Am I on a 4-hour chart? I'm on a 4-hour, aren't I? I'll stay on the 4-hour. It was this one here at 59k, and your actual depth of book there, you actually did come down to 700 million. So you came down, got a BTC Diamond, and hit 700 million on the depth, okay? So if you just bear in mind at the minute, you're kind of at 300-400 million depth of book, high up in interest. Yes, funding coming down a little bit, but do we get a further reset? That would be really, really nice, I think. But yeah, just chill out a little bit. Like we've said before, on the leverage, when you see high open interest and high funding, it's, you know, it's enjoy your spot positions, let this do its thing, and be patient and willing to execute on any further flushes. That'd be really, really nice. I don't have a BTC Diamond in my chart. Imported your order book template. Okay, the only reason you might not have a, let me just flick to this. So if you've got my template loaded in, what'll happen is when you've loaded your, so this is my alerts log here, okay? When you've loaded this alerts log, depending on when you did it, and let me know when you did do it, if it was before or after a couple of these, your overlays, which are obviously here, alerts log overlay, okay? So I've got them all clicked on. You just turn them on and off like that, okay? And then what I do is I pick and choose from in here, for instance, which ones I want on. So do I want logs or not? Okay. And then, but the only thing is, if you've added that alerts log overlay on here, so show on chart, okay. And then let's assume that all the alerts are playing. My test one is paused there, as I can say there. If you've added it recently, you actually need a log here of when that BTC Diamond or whatever it is came in. If you've got no log of it here, it won't appear on your overlay. Isaac, yeah, it won't appear on your overlay. So let me know if that's probably the case. If not, there might be something else going on. So we can look into that, drop into the Telegram or whatever, or, you know, give me a further question here, and we can decipher what's going on. But yeah, you need to build it. It's almost like if you're new to the platform, or even if you've just added a new alert, what the overlay on this main chart won't do is give you a history at the moment, okay? It just gives you it. Say you put a new alert in just now, we drop down to 67k. That'd be very nice. Thank you, crypto gods. And you get a BTC Diamond, then your alerts will start to show, as long as you've got them on here, okay? So let's just go to that quickly again. So just in here, that will show all on chart, okay? If you don't want to do that, and you've only got a couple in here, for instance, then just click the show on chart, which is next to the actual alert, and then just make sure it's green down here. And then when your history builds, okay, then it'll start to drop in for you. All right. Just while I'm on that subject as well, actually, if you copy in our execution of our alert, say, and when I say execution, I mean continuation here. I and a lot of guys tend to have this on none, as in I want the alert to trigger when these conditions, and when these conditions trigger from this source, I want the alert to trigger immediately. If you do have this, say on a 1 hour or something, you will obviously get a delay on that trigger, okay? Because what that's going to say is, I want those conditions to be continuous for 1 hour. All right, so you would use this for some of the other alerts. I wouldn't suggest you use it obviously on a beta, but just something else to bear in mind. Okay, so either on in real time, continuation, none. Just tell me when the alert's going to fire. Okay, yep, nice to see we are coming down. 4th all-time high this week. Yeah, you know what? I've started. I was marking off the all-time highs when we were getting some price action chop around them. And I've given up now because I remember doing that in 2021 and 2022, and there's no point when it's when the weekly's looking the way it is. It's up only. I think. I mean, even if we get a nice mega flush here now, which I'm not suggesting we do, but I do like the fact that the open interest's high. It is absolutely ripe for a bigger push down. I think. Not calling a top in any way, shape, or form. Weekly and daily still looks absolutely mega, but. Yeah, yeah. Bring it down for me, sirs. Thank you very much. No immediate bid from our central exchanges. I thought that meant the alert would repeat. Did I say that wrong? Okay, so execution in real time, or you can have it on bar close. So obviously, I'm just on a 15-minute here. Cooldown. I'm at my desk pretty much all day, so I have cooldown on a 1 hour for BTC Diamonds. I'll tell you this now, for altcoins, I tend to have cooldown on like a 4 hour because altcoins tend to trigger alerts a lot more depending on your conditions. But yeah, continuation. Years and years ago, when we first got the alert system, I actually used to have the BTC Diamond on a 15-minute. So I wanted a 15-minute continuous 60 ratio and 40 ratio, for instance. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, just to give you an example. But nowadays, yeah, just tell me. I don't want any time frame. Just tell me when it triggers. Because, and especially in a market like we've got now, there's probably no way you're going to get a 15-minute time frame where your ratio is 60. Well, you could get it on spot, but I don't think, and you know, imagine your perps ratio being 40 for a 15-minute time period. Maybe not, to be honest. I'm not saying it never happens, but maybe not. So obviously you can see our overlays are printing here in this green circle, and you've actually not even got, and I'm on a 15-minute chart, you've actually not even got a 15-minute print of an overlay, a 60 ratio overlay. So what's happened is price has come down. You've hit a 60 ratio here on spot. You've hit a 40 ratio there on perps. It's immediately triggered your BTC Diamond. And then obviously as traders, you have to just execute. You have to execute as best as possible. So if you're away from desk, like I was, when was it? Was it that one? I was away. I can't remember which one it was. There was one in the morning. I was away from desk. Went for a run, and we absolutely then we got an Asian session bid. Went for a run, came back, and it was just price had just gone. But yeah. So yeah, nice to see. We'll have a quick look at ETH as always with you guys. Because if you've got any questions on Vitalik's coin, we'll have a look. We may as well just, you know, we'll have a look at some of the big coins. We'll drop in some alts. So ETH's getting some bid here. 70 ratio on ETH. Looks pretty nice, but no major top level. Let me just refresh that. It sometimes does this because I am on Safari and doesn't quite show me my top levels. Yeah, not too bad. What alert was that one on ETH then? Was that an ETH Diamond? Yeah, ETH Diamond, here you go. So just ETH Diamond in the logs here. Spot ratio is looking nice. So spot a bid in ETH here, despite it being very, very high on a 4 hour and daily. It's still getting some bid. Notably, it's actually getting some bid from ETH BTC on Bitfinex as well, which is nice to see. Bigger bands, I do have to say, are in control, but it's getting some bid there. ETH BTC on Binance spot also getting a little bit of bid there. But yeah, I would watch this. I think it could still come down lower. And obviously if BTC is going to come down lower as well, you know, ETH's just going to follow at the minute. There's nothing really solid here to tell me that it's going to just reverse straight back up. Let's have a quick look at what volume's doing. Volume's looking pretty nice overall, though. Nice and steady. No really big drop off. It's just that open interest again. I really don't like it. I just don't like the open interest on ETH and BTC. I know we're going to get this kind of open interest when we're in these kind of hyperbolic uptrends at all-time highs. Of course, there's going to be a lot of contracts exchanging in the books and the like, but if you are just trading derivatives, chill out a little bit, because this at some point is just going to come back down here, you know, your open interest, and then your risk reward on those longs is just going to be better. You know, and even if it's just a case of coming and filling this wick space down at this 3.7 range, it's not that far away, you know. If we do that, as always, as the volume does look steady on ETH, you're probably going to create some bull divs if you come down and either take this wick low or even just come down a little bit more. Because, yeah, volume, look at this volume kick from spot markets. There you go. And it's obvious, and it kind of looks obvious when you show it like this. But here's your volume kick from the spot market, so your larger player spot markets, and they're bidding, okay? So it doesn't mean you can't still come down. But what you're probably going to do, especially on spot on ETH, as you come down, you're probably going to build some bull divs at some point. Watch for the flush on the open interest. And yeah, I mean, obviously I'm on a 1 hour chart here, but just this is your better risk reward, okay? When the open interest flushes like this, those kind of liquidation runs, flush the open interest, it's then much easier. And I say this all the time, but to float price up on low volume, okay? And also you can see the fundings come down here. I'm not paying too much attention to the LS ratio at the minute in this kind of market conditions. Just, yeah, no major edge on the LS ratio at the minute. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments that you guys have seen. But for trading wise anyway, just your open interest, your order book and your top levels are giving you your main edge. Let's go and have a look at liquidity on higher time frame. For the big boy coins, yeah, fucking hellfire, excuse my language. Look at ETH's liquidity here. Strong market, aren't we? But if this was 6-7 months ago, pre-ETF or whatever, I would be all over a short position on this. I'm just more inclined to chill out and then just bid it back up when it comes, to be honest. But liquidity from the Liquidity King chart here, perhaps liquidity at all-time highs, actually. Let me go to a daily. Yeah, I mean, it'd be better to really chop this zone now as you're approaching these highs on ETH. This would be a healthy thing to do, would be to really chop this zone, clear some of these contracts from the books, because it's obviously super hot up here. Chop this zone, auction it, re-auction it, grab some bid, and then go and blast all, go and blast the all-time highs, just like Bitcoin did. How does that liquidity compare to what Bitcoin's doing? Let's go and have a look at that. I'm just going to switch this overlay off for a second. Yeah, well, I mean, we all know what Bitcoin's doing. It's looking great. Bitcoin spot liquidity is very high. Open interest high. Again, everything's high. And yeah, I do expect that, like mentioned. Do we just carry on running and run a really hot market for a sustained amount of time? Not sure. I'm always open to a bit of a range, because I just think it's better to trade for one, and it makes a healthier market rather than up only. But if you just look back at what Bitcoin did, obviously previously, it's very easy to see how when the market does get going, you don't get many small shakeouts. I mean, this incident here, and I think we're probably more like, obviously this, I don't know, what was that? Was that the 20k, 10k? What was that? 20k, 18? Yeah, okay. You're probably in more of this zone, which would be quite good. It sounds obvious because that was the 20k high from previous years. But yeah, even just to chop around a little bit there, that took about 16 days. That'd be good. And just do this sort of thing like it did at that time. You can see the open interest was running really high at that time as well. and all it did was just chop this zone. It didn't even drop too hard, did it? But what it did is it cleared a load of open interest, and then we got continuation. That would be nice. That would be quite nice up here, to be honest. But I wouldn't bet against it just going straight up. But yeah, everything running very, very hot, isn't it? And ETH is similar. So yeah, lower the better, because it's still just going to give you great opportunities in the alts if you're not positioned correctly at this stage in the market. If you're not positioned correctly, it's just going to give you some bargain prices on your alts, isn't it? Right, I want to have a look at the depths and what's going on AVAX and SOL, because they do look to be pushing up, and they're pushing up high. It's testing its supply again. So AVAX was one, along with SOL, that kind of consolidated for a while, and now it looks like, and it's getting these really nice high lows as it's just pushing up, obviously just battling this area at the minute. But it looks like it's just getting continuation. You've almost got double band spot bid there. So if you guys are in from lower on AVAX, and I've mentioned before on the live sessions how when AVAX gets going, it gets really, really clean order books like this. So if you were in from any lows, you see this zone here from where it consolidated. I won't jump to the higher time frame again. Just jump in the Discord and have a look at those range pulls that I did before it got this continuation. So this line here was basically its value area high of its range that it did for a couple of months. And what it did is it's getting kind of suppressed by this supply here. And AVAX is a really nice one that I did mention weeks and weeks ago in the live session to watch, because it tends to do this a lot. And what it does is it flips, obviously, its resistance to support, as we're seeing here, but it does it in such a clean way. It's really, really nice. If you see AVAX here, so it broke out, okay? If you were in from here, because it was the Asian session, it's really nice to see it gets then that confirmation of this resistance to support flip. Big fat top level there. This guy actually got filled. You probably can't see it. I'd have to really zoom in. But that wick there actually filled this big top level here. Okay, wasn't watching that at the time, so I'm not sure what kind of volume that was. And then you get this kind of continuation. And then what's the icing on the cake? You actually get an AVAX altcoin diamond, which is this one here. Alt Diamond Top Level Pro. Okay, AVAX really, really good. AVAX Rune really good for those. I think Link's pretty good as well, and Sol tends to be a little bit messy. We'll go and have a look at Sol in a second. But yeah, AVAX now getting some continuation from its range. You know, even if it comes down a little bit lower here, I would have no fear really. I think it's probably just going to get some continuation even higher. Perps, I don't think there's much edge, to be honest. It's just messy. Everyone's just vying for a position. You know, like mentioned previously, if you're trading some of these bigger assets as they are trending, wait for the spot bid, wait for a little bit of a funding flush on them, and they start to look real good. Let's go and have a look at Soy Lana. Perps have just been bidding this up all the way. Yeah, okay. The order book's a little bit messier than what, I mean, it's pretty good if you're just looking at top levels, to be honest. And what I mean by that is, so what you've got to appreciate is when you've seen supply like this was quite a nice one here. When you are seeing supply, and where was it when we were on the live the other week? And it was actually quite a nice short. I can't remember where it was. I mean, you got a nice few percent from it. Anyway, in a trending market, you're going to get supply like this, and you've just got to appreciate that you're trending very, very strongly. Okay, and what you're seeing is you're kind of smashing these top levels, but then look what's happening. The top levels, so if there's no real edge on Sol from your alert system or anything, your alert system basically is just notifying you that something's happening in the books. Okay, it's not always a trigger to say get in the trade now. It's an alert to say to you as a trader, something's happening in the order books. You may want to have a look at this and consider whether you need execution. Okay, but what we notice on this is really, really nice from Solana. I can't help but call it that now. Is basically, you see the top levels, so the green resting limit orders just moving up, and what's happening? We're either filling these guys or they're pulling their orders, and we're moving up, and the offers are moving up with price. Okay, so if you're not seeing really, really big top levels and a load of bid and limit orders filling on these kind of wicks, just watch for these top levels moving up like they are here. And you see here again, these offers kind of like, I think these guys, they probably are filling, you know. I'm not surprised people are taking a little bit of profit unless you're an absolute, you know, holding for the next year and a half, 2 years or whatever. But yeah, nice to see top levels moving up, bid levels moving up as well. All right, let's have a look. I do just want to have a look at what Rune's doing. Rune did have its break pre to Soilana and Avax. Link and Rune moved first. These two white lines here, again, I won't go to the higher time frame, but this was Rune's kind of range. It was capping itself in, and then it broke out, and it's just absolutely ripping supply apart. What's it do? No particular edge there, but it catches some bid. But yeah, Rune is quite a good one. Even if you're just day trading Rune, it does tend to get some nice alerts. You maybe could have just been stopped out on that one there in that 9.5 region, because it did wick down quite violently, probably a good few percent there. But yeah, just want to keep an eye on Rune. Is really, really nice. I want to have a look at what Sergey's coin is doing. So Link pushed up, had a really strong trend, a little pump again over the last 24 hours, and then it just seems to be putting in a little bit of a consolidation again. But something to note once again, technical levels are on the 20 level and just below, so people vying for a little bit of position there just below 20. You've got these resting limit orders just below 20. So I would watch Link, and Link's getting some nice depth on the books as well for an altcoin, to be honest. Just looking at buying on spot, obviously, you've got these resting limits down all the way down to 19. Really, really good. Someone's just capping price there at 22. Does Link come down? I think that would be really, really good. Yeah, Rune's done brilliant, hasn't it? Yeah, Rune's done really, really good. I won't, you know, larp about the fact that we called that head and shoulders from its absolute lows in the Discord and when we were doing the live feeds previously. But yeah, really, really nice. LDO has been a little bit silent. I think it's probably gonna have its time. Although, yeah, nice one there. Nice day trade there. I think that was spot double bands there. If you're not familiar with that alert, it's just the altcoin one here. Spot double bands, so very, very strong demand on that one. Okay, just have that. In the 1 to 2.5 and the 2.5 to 5, and conditions, because it's an altcoin, I want them both at 70, okay? But yeah, actually, now that I'm saying that, I don't know if that was, if it was a little bit of a flash one, because I'm not seeing the bands there, but certainly one to have. Yeah, LDR. It's funny actually, because as it is consolidating here, the shorts have been quite nice, haven't they? A few percent away there from that top level, but if you just day trade in that, really, really nice. And if anything, even if you just were short in that one on LDR, this was your signal just to take profit, if anything else. But yeah, certainly pushing up now, and it looks like the longs are just starting to get a little bit more aggressive, aren't they? So you got this push up here, come down, consolidate, wick all those lows from that one there, push up a little bit harder. So, and it's actually just catching a little bit of spot bid here, and the BTC chart is bidding it as well. So that's LDR. What are your thoughts on the big walls that got filled on ETH on the 11th of March? Binance spot, kind of unusual actually to see that on the chart. Someone really wanted to get filled there. Yeah, they probably do. Let's just go back to ETH for a second. The only thing is, on the 11th, was it? Let's have a look. Back here, what are your thoughts on the big walls that got filled on ETH on the 11th? Binance spot, kind of. Okay, are we talking about the offer here? Because I actually think that got pulled. Are we talking about a bid lower down? This was a nice head short. I mentioned it before, so I won't go on about it again. But this was a nice head short position considering the funding rates over the weekend. Really, really nice. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I don't know. When you look at these charts on a spot are quite. The thing is, at the minute, if you fill in spot, are they positioning for the next week or for the coming months and year? For me, if you position in spot, you're in for the longer term, unless you're doing massive volume in and out, back and forth, so to speak. So offer, yeah, okay, yeah, but I mean, maybe, I don't know. I wasn't watching the trades panel at the time, but I think that got pulled. It's like the cap in price. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Did they get filled? They maybe got filled. Was there? Okay. 20 to 25k ETH walls. It's not that much though, is it? I do have to say. Unless 20, 25k is nothing. It's absolutely nothing nowadays. Unfortunately. That that probably wouldn't even move the market. We've discussed it before. I might have to, yeah, bid walls. Yeah, that's not even going to move the market, to be honest. I don't think. I've not looked for a while what it takes on ETH. I won't bore everyone with it now. And we won't go into too much detail on Discord. We'll maybe jump into it in the socials. I'll have a little re-review. But years ago, you could almost calculate what kind of volume it would take to push an asset a certain percentage. So you imagine on Bitcoin, yeah, I'm talking years ago. I don't know what it is nowadays. It'll be a hell of a lot considering what we're seeing at the minute. But years and years and years ago, you could almost say it's going to take, I can't remember the exact number. It's going to take like 300-400 million to push price 1%. Yeah, and that was years ago. So yeah, 20. You were obviously looking on a very low time frame. Yeah, you're certainly getting the spot bid here on ETH and the such, and it is moving price. But yeah, it's 20 to 25k is not. It's not much to. It's not like it's going to fill and price is going to send. Put it that way. I don't even think. I mean, ETH is moving similar to Bitcoin, but 20 to 25k limit orders on ETH are probably not even going to lift price that much. I don't think. I don't think at all. But yeah, you'd need heavier than that. I was going to go look at what that one's being pulled. I was going to go look at what that one was actually above, if it's still there. 4390, isn't it? Let's have a look. Offers above. It's been there for a while. It's probably not going to show me that high, is it? No, it's not going to show me it. No, well. 25 ETH, that's around 6 million. Not much. Yeah, I don't want to throw out numbers because we'll have to look into it again. And I say we'll do it in the socials. It's going to take a hell of a lot now than it did years ago to move Bitcoin. That's obvious, and it sounds obvious, but it will. ETH, yeah, you're going to be looking at. I'll throw a number out. It's probably going to take about 300-400 million to move ETH. I would say, and obviously we're just looking at an aggregated book here. Your main depths on ETH. Let's go to. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go to a daily chart on ETH quickly. Right, we're on ETH. Let's go to a daily. So what kind of depth of book in general does it take to move ETH or sustain price? Ethereum, Tether spot. Yeah, I mean, big aggregated depth, 400 million, maybe. 400 million, 500 million. Yeah. I'm sure, and things are changing rapidly, aren't they? Depth of book on Bitcoin at the minute, over 500 million towards. We know now that on Bitcoin, the really good depth of book was actually back here. The highest we've seen back at 38, 39k was that $1 billion depth of aggregated central exchange book. Okay, and then you consider generally 500, 700 million at this area here was quite good. You know, Bitcoin, it used to be when you're in like a range in like last summer when nothing's really happening, you're kind of in this range, you kind of everyone's bored and you know on holiday and stuff. For it was like 3, 4, 500 million depth aggregated was pretty good on Bitcoin. Ranging, trending, doing all-time highs now. It's changing all the time. Yeah, it's changing all the time. Let's go and have a look at some other assets before we bore ourselves to depth with the books there. But yeah, just something to keep an eye on. You know, when if you do come down those, get familiar. And it's the same with altcoins as well. If you've got a favorite altcoin that you like trading, yes, the OBD with top levels is going to be your trading edge, but get familiar with what depth of book can also turn the market around on those alts with the bid side and the offer side. Okay, so yeah, ETH 300-400 million aggregated ish, maybe that gets a little bit higher. Bitcoin over 500 million, and then to the offer side on Bitcoin, what turned it recently or what holds it up? Yeah, 250 million is quite chunky. 100 to 250 million on the offer side will suppress price for a little while, and obviously you can see how harsh it was there at these previous all-time highs. But then even these limit order offers, obviously if the market's extra bullish like it is, the market bid is just going to push through those limit orders. It's simple as it's just going to push through. You know, no getting away from that. Right, we checked Sol, didn't we? What other alts? Give me any alts we need to look at, or have you guys seen any today? I do want to go and look at tier because I like how low it's coming down to. What is tier doing? Yeah, nice, and it's gathering a little bit of bid. You can see the aggregated depth here coming down to 5 million, a little bit more depth, 2.5 to 5% away. Perps are starting to bid this already. Let's use perps as liquidity and let's go fill these spot guys lower a little bit, please. USDT, so they've got a level there at 16. Let me just drop to the 4-hour. Actually, I just want to check volume first. Have we got any edge on volume? Yep, nice, nice, nice. Keep an eye on tier, to be honest. No financial advice, but look at the volume king for quite a it does okay volume tier. But not as big as some of your dinosaur coins and some of the new shinier coins, obviously. But it's got a nice volume profile here. Look at this. So any lower here is going to be really, really nice to build some volume divs. You kind of almost just, again, you just want a little bit of a flush of open interest. I would be very greedy on some of this stuff. And like mentioned before, enjoy your spot portfolios, but be pickier if and when you're choosing to trade any derivatives high up in interest like this. But like on tier here, it'd be very, very nice to come down lower and build the volume divs here. So you've got really, really bullish volume divs as you come down. Let me just drop to a 4-hour because it was coming down quite a lot, wasn't it? Or it's not coming down a lot. I mean, it's obviously trending like crazy. No, I'm not going to call that an inverse head and shoulders, but I do, yeah, to the POC. So let's have a quick pull and then we'll go and look at some more alts. Yeah, value area low there at 15.7. So any bids down there around the 15 zone or lower are going to look really nice, aren't they? On tier, as you've got volume coming in as well. Really, really nice asset. I think it moves well as well, so it's quite a good one for everyone to trade. Keep an eye on that one. Engine and ID. ID's been sending hard, hasn't it? Let's have a quick look at Doge. Engine had a good bounce after BTC dropped both into their range highs. Yeah, Engine and ID. Yeah, so Engine, I wonder if that's going to follow Sol and AVAX, but with a little bit of a delay. If it's already sending, yeah, we'll go and have a look at it. Mr. Electric, yeah. So what did we say? If you replay the live from the other week, when we were shilling Doge, so go back a couple of weeks before Doge broke up, and it's in the Discord as well. we were saying that Doge was looking great for a long while. I mean, everybody was. It doesn't take much to look at a daily chart that's low and go, let's bid this. You know, that whole meme, let's bet on this shit. You know, don't, you know, I'm not going to say we're all geniuses in here, but it looked really good, didn't it? You know, I think we all said it, and we said it on the live. But on the live, we said what'll happen is, let's go and have a look at Dogecoin then. We said it would probably, yeah, really nice. It's gonna cut, yeah. Let this guy fill, or let it get as close to this as possible. We said what it'll probably do is push up, like it has done. We said it'll probably push, range consolidate. So this here is exactly what your Sols, your AVAX, your engines are doing. And we said what'll happen is it'll do this for a while, and then Elon Musk will come out, say something, and create a catalyst, and it'll just go again. So maybe it goes sooner than later. You've certainly got, if you're not in the trade, a good risk reward if you just watch this top level. I'm not going to say that it's going to immediately come down or even fill this top level, but that's where your risk reward is, and you're still a little bit of a percent away on an asset that, if you look at the 4 hour and the daily, is quite high. If you're executing on this here because you were in the trade, and for any reason you were a Tesla Doge fanboy, this is what you want, really. That's kind of what you want on Doge. And if this top level gets pulled or gets invalidated, let it stop you out. You know, don't start moving stops or anything, because your daily and your 4 hour is very, very high. All right. Yeah, let's go and have a look at Engine, because I do like that one as well. A quick look at ID. Yeah, this one started moving, hasn't it? The 4 hour and the daily was really low on this one a while back, and it's just absolutely beasting, isn't it? Don't know if there's any narrative behind that, or if this team have got anything going on. But yeah, moving really, really well. What space do we put ID in then? Is it social? Is it a social fire, something like that? Because I've got another coin in my watch list called Gal. I think it's GalX, which I've got in the same context, and that daily chart is really, really low. It's not moved yet. Go and have a look at that. GAL, but I think that's the ticker. I don't think we've got it on here. No, we've got Gal. Oh, Gal. Here we go. Brilliant. Yeah, this one. Nice one, DK and the lads. Thank you very much. They're gonna tell me it's been in here forever now, aren't they? Yeah. Tell me what this is as well, and is it similar to ID? Because this one is absolutely low as fuck. Let me just flick to, and I don't know why I've got it in here. Look at that. What is this coin here? Someone tell me, because although it's high on the daily there, I mean, I can't even get a good zoom on it. It's just, it looks mint. And these are the sort of assets, we'll flip back to the TRDR console in a second. These are the sort of assets that you really, really want to be leaning into, not financial advice, if the crypto gods were good enough to give us any kind of flush down. You see how good it is. So it's been ranging, this little shitbag has been ranging for over 2 years, whatever the hell it is. And like I've said before, I couldn't give a toss what the asset is. If the chart looks good, it's sometimes worth a punt. And this fucking thing has been ranging for 2 years. It's broke out, it's back tested its range highs, and it's going. So any kind of lows on this would be really, really, really good. Nice 1 hour chart as well there. Let's jump back to the TRDR console. But yeah, I didn't realise that was in there. I'm going to have to set some alerts on that now. IDs, Web3. Yeah, credential service. Okay. Yeah. Give us some more info on that, Fireblade. In the... do you know what? Don't bother. I'll go do my own research. I'll go do my own research. Atom not doing too much here, is there? What else do we need to look at, gents and ladies? Me ladies. All meet my ladies. What's Arkham doing? Arkham's getting some bid. Nice to see there. Yeah, lower the better. Let's flip back to Bitcoin then. Just check a couple more alts. What are you doing? Bitcoin chopping a little bit. Lower the better for me here. If anyone's day trading or scalping, go fill some of this wick space at 68. That'd be really, really, really nice. Gal is Web3 to a... yeah, I thought Gal and ID were of a similar context, but I might be wrong. You guys know more than me. Yeah. Yeah, I've had them both on my TradingView chart in the same group for a long time, and I can't remember why. And then when I went back to look at them, I was like, oh shit, okay, so one's moving and he's really, really putting in some volatile price action to the upside, and the other one sat still and has not really moved yet. So yeah, keep an eye on that. I don't even know what Web3 yeah, okay, me neither. I'll help you out. Me neither. Right, Bitcoin pulling down a little bit. As we can see, bid starting to come in a little bit here, but lower the better. Be greedy, to be honest, in the market at the minute. I do have to say, you want to be greedy now. If you're trading derivatives, I would say the best way to be in these market conditions is in and out quickly. I never have been a scalper really, but I do envy those guys for just being in and out the market quickly on positions, not paying much funding. They don't give a shit about open interest. They're just in and out. I think that's a nice way to be at the minute. If you're not a scalper and you're not in and out the market, you want to be greedy really, and you want to wait for those open interest flushes, funding resets and the like. Has Coinbase got some bid coming in now? Yeah, a little bit. Let's go fill that weak space and see what we can get. A couple more coins I want to have a look at. I just do want to have a look at what some of the other coins are doing while you guys are on. Go on then. I'll bore everyone. What's XRP doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, is it? Okay. It's got some nice it's got nice order books though, to be honest. If you were even just day trading this, XRP. I know it's invalidating stuff like that, but that's to be expected in a trending market, to be honest. I'm always favourable of the long side rather than the short side, unless you're just really, really hedging a position. Wild had nice order book, still does here. Nice to see there. Top level down there at the $9 level. What's Uni doing? Uni had a big push up, didn't it, a while back, and then it's probably just doing a similar thing to, the Sols and the AVAX. Probably going to range a little bit. $13 is your X marks the spot on that one. TRB, interesting. TRB's coming back into action again. I think we did cover that one quickly, didn't we? What's Sushi doing? Sushi coming down a little bit. Again, I'm seeing this on a lot of alts. You're going to start to see these bid levels coming a little bit lower, and I'm not surprised to see that. Prices are quite high across the board. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just want a little bit lower all over? STX I've not watched in a while, but that does move well with Bitcoin. Very, very high again on the daily and the 4 hour. But watch STX for any flushes. And if Bitcoin chills out again, STX probably going to chill out again, but it will move with Bitcoin. So that's one to keep an eye. XRP back to itself. Stable coin, yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh my god, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? The XRP guys must be furious, and I'm sorry if you like XRP. I think it's a solid project, and it'll do well in the long run. Let's not go into that. We did on the live last session. But Jesus, you've got all your money in XRP. These guys on YouTube, this XRP, you've got all your XRP money sat forever, and it's not really doing much. And then someone goes and puts $100 on a dog with a hat and makes 25 million in the last 6 months or something stupid, and 1,000% up on a Dave Portnoy coin over the last 24 hours, and Elizabeth Horan, whoever made that, is going straight to jail, aren't they? They're going to get suicided. But anyway, right, let's move on. Let's have a quick check of Bitcoin droppers. Let's have a look what we're doing. Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, there is bid coming in. It's just indication that the market still wants it up a little bit, doesn't it? But remains to be seen. Let that open interest cool off a little bit. Wild has got a big open interest. Did I just look at that one? Now it's actually got quite good order books as well, I believe. But yeah, drop us any more assets we need to look at, or I might have missed. Yeah, nice to see on Wild as well, this flat range in price action. Let me just go to a 1 hour. Flat range in price action. Again, nice volume profile again. Just to keep an eye on this. If these coins do come down, I'm not speculating at the minute, right at the minute. I want to see more data over the next few hours and 24 hours. But if these coins do start to come down, as well as catching the bid that you're going to see in the OBD, there's some really nice volume profiles building as well for trend continuation. And yeah, open interest, not too bad on Wild, not too bad. But yeah, any low sweeps, watch for this volume to continue up. What you'll see is these smaller orders from retail probably being shaken out at some point, and then are just rage shorting this down. Okay, so what they might get is they might get a little bit of a payoff with a drop, but the bigger boys are just scooping up their bid. Yeah, nice chart there on Wild. But yeah, bring it down, bring it all down. I'm just always kind of aware of those lower levels. Really, it just makes for better trading. Let's hang around for a sec then, as we're dropping here, and see what Bitcoin wants to do. Nice, yeah, at the 57 ratio already. Coinbase not interested, but it's coming up. Look at Bitstamp. They just it's a bit of a mess there, chat. It's like if you look at this, and there may be hedging positions against. I don't think they have derivatives to the Bitstamp, but maybe they're hedging against other derivatives trades. But it's interesting how they kind of like chase short there. It bounces, and they did bid this because that's a group spot that from Bitstamp, so they did bid that, and then it bounces, and then they kind of get protection in there, and yeah, it's a funny one. But yeah, I'm not surprised to see this drop. Always just kind of aware of those lower levels, like I went over in the video earlier. It's not. I don't care what ETFs or flows or not. It's not good to see that open interest as you've got volume dying off a little bit. What's your funding at? 0.05ish. So it's yeah, funding's as it probably should be at this point and time in the market, but open interest hanging around and sustainably high for the last 24 hours as volume drops off a little bit. So what do you expect from that? If you've got no immediate follow through bid, and when I say immediate, I mean under these kind of candles here, you just need to go and find that bid, and that's all there is to it. You need to go and find the bid if the market is not bidding you up straight away here. Okay, weak European session after Monday's strong European session. So yeah, the US guys who are up and awake and trading now, full of espresso. Yeah, they want a lower bid, so good luck to them. 59 ratio at the minute on Binance, looking quite nice there. Lower the better. Yeah, lower the better. Let it come down. What time of the day did we get that one? Yeah, so if you imagine that was that's in about 2 hours time that you got that one. That was at the Asian session. That one. That was just messy, that one. So I don't, even though you did get continuation up, I don't like that one. But that was in about 1 hour's time or 45 minutes time. I do like to look at timings now and again, and that one there was towards the end of the US session. Okay, so within the next couple of hours, what you will probably see is, and especially this early on, as the US guys are just waking up and coming to terms with what is going on in the market. You get a little bit of a battle, don't you? You get a bit of a battle, a bit of an auction. Let it play out, and then wait for those key timings. And yeah, just wait for, maybe you get another diamond here. Maybe you need to come a lot lower and really flush that open interest. So yeah, nice. What's ETH doing then? Because ETH had some bid, but there was, I do have to say, there was no major top levels below ETH. Drop any question? Yeah, it's just pulling down, doing the same as BTC, isn't it? Is AVAX holding strong because it was yesterday? Yeah, not too bad, but yeah, could come down here another few percent. $50 level on AVAX, that would be really nice. Let's have a look at Sol, because these are going to be interesting to keep an eye on in the coming 24 hours. Sol doing similar. Yeah, I mean, they're all going to do similar, but you've got some resting orders there ready to go on Sol if it does want to push down. Nice. Yeah, drop any questions or any other alts if I've missed them. What we're going to do tomorrow, if you're not in there already, I think I've got a link below. If I haven't, I'll drop it in a second. Jump in the Discord, because we're going to start doing a few pop-up little chill sessions in the Discord on a Friday and a Monday. Friday, because it's the end of the week, so we want to see what price action's been going on. You know, and we can all share a few more trades in there. A few more of you guys can chat. We can get DK in, the boss obviously at TRDR, get a few of the other guys in, and we can all chat a little bit further on what we are actually seeing in the market, and a bit more chilled, as in, you know, you can jump in and out the chat as you please for a couple of hours or whatever. So we're going to do that tomorrow morning. That'll be 10 a.m. GMT actually, which is my time. So there's a link in the Discord in the general chat that'll give you an event time, and then we're gonna do so end of the week Friday, just to have a little review. Has everyone had a good week? Has any trades failed that you were in and you want to know why, or has there been any good setups you've been in? Okay, so we can go through all of those. We can go into a little bit more depth on anyone's templates and alerts, or you know, if you're new to the TRDR console, we can go into a little bit more depth in anything that you're having a little bit of trouble with. Obviously, just drop a message in the socials if you wanted to anyway. And then Monday, we'll do a pop-up as well, probably a similar timing. Although, I do have to say, actually, I've just remembered I'm in London on Monday morning. So I'll tell DK that I can't actually do Monday morning. It'll be the live as usual Tuesday, and then we'll follow on from there. I forgot about that. I'm away Monday morning. I'm actually in London City, the big smoke. Got a few things on. Yeah, failed setups. Let's jump into those. And as well, you know, what's been failing. Let's dissect it and go through why. So we'll do that tomorrow morning in the Discord. Okay, normally we will do another one on the following Monday because of just pure volatility that's been hitting in those Monday sessions, but I'll keep the live as Tuesday as normal, and then maybe do a pop-up Wednesday something, but definitely a Friday and a Monday we will start to do those. All right, keep an eye on Bitcoin here, starting to get some bid. Go fill some wick space. Look out for those key timings, maybe in a couple of hours or at the end of the US session. All right, guys. So we'll call it a day there. If the live stream's been of any use, just go and share it. Give it a like with your degenerate crypto friends and market friends. And I hope we have a brilliant week. And if you're going to join the Discord pop-up tomorrow, jump on that link in the TRDR general chat Discord. And I'll see you there tomorrow morning. All right, guys. Cheers.